Paris, France was established more than 2,000 years ago by the Gauls of the Parsi tribe. It was here that the tribe settled and created a fishing community along the Seine River, which now has been what the city is established around and divides it into its old and new parts. The city has been no stranger to violence, being a site of rebellion and war more than 3 times throughout its history. Today, Paris is known for its high fashion, artistic flair, and above all, numerous activities that one can participate in when visiting the City of Lights. Paris is one of the most amazing cities in the world, not only for its allure to tourists, but the ability to stay traditional in the new millennium. During the minutes that follow, I'm going to tell you why you should visit Paris. There are numerous museums and pieces of art specific to the city, as well as churches that can present some of the most beautiful history and visual pieces of art that you will ever see and or hear. And the history of the city itself can be seen not only in the churches and museums, but as well as the monuments and structures that are scattered about the city as a whole. The city of Paris has some of the most influential pieces of art and museums in the world. The Louvre, as noted by the Louvre.com, was established in a palace of former King Louis XIV in 1793. It's home to some of the most famous pieces of artwork in the world. Pieces such as the Mona Lisa, the Sphinx, and Venus de Milo are accompanied by approximately 35,000 other pieces of artwork in the former palace. Also, one can see a more modern and eclectic array of 60,000 pieces of artwork, ranging from Pablo Picasso to Andy Warhol in the Centre Pompidou. In fact, the building alone provides a modern depiction of architecture that stands out strongly against the traditional buildings of Paris. If you go to www.centrepompidou.com, you'll be able to see these type of artworks. Also, at the Musée du Rodi, one is able to visit the home of the original thinker, a bronze and marble statue created by Auguste Rodin, located in this museum. Strong in its Christian ties, Paris was founded around hundreds and thousands of churches. One of the most famous churches and backdrop of a Disney movie, Notre Dame, towers in the head of the city. It greets visitors with its beautiful stained glass windows and songs played on the organs, as well as sculptures surrounding the church that are including but not limiting to the saints of the Catholic Church, as well as gargoyles, who protected, of course, Quasimodo. If you go to NotreDame.com, you can learn more about this location. Also noted at Sacrecoeur.Montemort.com, the Sacred Heart of Basilica of Montmartre is situated in the Old Town portion side of Paris and rests 129 meters above the sea level. It is known by tradition as a location where Saint Denis performed his martyrdom. And finally, if one were to travel to discoverfrance.net and navigate to the Sainte-Chapelle Cathedral. Among the many churches that I can discuss, this will be the last one that I do. I will touch on the Sainte-Chapelle because it is located amongst the Palais de Justice, and it provides the epitome of Gothic-style architecture. It was built to house the Holy Crown of Thorns, as well as a piece of the True Cross, which are displayed the first Friday of every month and every Friday during Lent in the Notre Dame Cathedral. And finally, the structures spread out amongst the city have proven to be some of the most well-known and defining monuments of the modern era. The Eiffel Tower, or Tour Eiffel for those in the French community, is built in 1889. If you go to EiffelTower.com, you'll learn about Gustave Eiffel, who built the tower to celebrate the centennial anniversary of the French Revolution. It is the most visited monument seen today that requires payment for admission and welcomes just under 7 million people each year. And next, the Arc de Triomphe that rests at the end of the Champs-Élysées, a famous shopping network in Paris, was commissioned to be built by Napoleon I in 1806 after his victory in Austerlitz. Beneath this famous monument lies the tomb of the unknown soldier. After the body was discovered during World War I, it was laid to its final resting place in the Ark in 1921. Each year, there is a ceremony held at the Ark on November 11th coincidentally coinciding with the November 11th United States celebration of Veterans Day, that commemorates these soldiers and those that have lost their lives fighting for the French militia. You can discover more about that at www.placesinfrance.com and navigate over to the history of the Arc de Triomphe. And finally, I will mention the Moulin Rouge, which you can find information at www.moulinrouge.com. It's most recognizably by the large mill that rests atop the roof of the Moulin Rouge, which was established during the Japonism movement in 1899. It was the star of the critic-acclaimed Moulin Rouge movie. First beginning as a cabaret, the burlesque shows still now provide entertainment to locals and foreigners alike. As you can see, Paris, France is not only a city of love and lights, but history and splendor. The liquid blend of traditional and modern cities provides a once-in-a-lifetime experience to those who visit. Paris not only provides an array of museums and churches, but also supplies monuments and shows that are specific to the city and definitely worth the time and money to go visit. With such elaborate and exciting opportunities waiting, the City of Lights is nothing more than a dream and a plane ride away.